What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of OCD channel. This is another part of my videos about proper leather care. If you haven't seen previous video, make sure you watch it so the knowledge from the other video combined with this one will give you really good understanding of leather care, how to clean it. My next video will be about preserving the leather. So basically, if you have leather in your car or you delivering services for your customers, and also, of course, you will get cars with leather, what is your goal? Is your goal to clean the leather so it looks just good today? Or is your goal to clean the leather so it looks good today, but also you're not affecting the surface? So my goal is to clean the leather to make sure it looks good today, but also that my cleaning doesn't affect the properties of leather, and usually this happens if you clean your leather improperly. You won't see the bad results straight away, you will see it in months time. Or if it's your customer's car, you probably won't see it at all because the customer might never come back to you, but they will have issue that in months time they will probably want to deal with it. So overall, in this video I'm gonna give you an idea about cleaning leather. I'm gonna give you a bit of business perspective as well, so you will understand that when you bring your car for, let's say, full valet service, and you pay very low price for that service, you could be nearly sure that the leather cleaning will be done with products that they're not supposed to be used for this job. Of course, I don't complain about people using cheap solutions for cleaning leather. It's everyone's choice. But on the other side, what we also do is we do leather restoration. And thanks to those people, we are very busy when it comes to leather restoration. So in general, what are the consequences of poor quality cleaning? In most of cases, you'll be lucky enough that you clean the leather, it looks fine when you finish. So that's why people don't really concern too much that cleaning the leather, it's sort of aspect that you should do good research about, and you should pay attention to many different factors when you're cleaning it. But in some cases, if you have the routine of using, for example, all-purpose cleaners or magic sponges or something very abrasive on the leather, also very strong chemicals, that in some cases you will cause damage that will appear straight away, and then you're gonna have a bit of issue because you will be looking for a person like me who will restore that leather for you. When it comes to leather itself, if you have old leather like 20 years old and leather is still in good condition, that years ago they made leather to last. Unfortunately, these days modern leather is not as strong material. Even I've seen cases where one sort of poor quality cleaning destroyed like 1 or 2 year old leather. In one of my previous videos, I covered how effective cleaning works. If you want to do job effectively, safely and efficiently, there is always 4 factors involved in cleaning. First factor is the chemistry, second one is abrasion, temperature and time. And this also applies to cleaning the leather. So first of all, start from the chemistry. When it comes to leather itself, if you've seen my previous video, you'll know that pH of leather is about 4 to 4.5. So in the case of real leather, if you're dealing with one, if you use all-purpose cleaners and pH of them is about 12, it's alkaline pH. What happens with the leather? All-purpose cleaners have great abilities for removing oils, sort of greases, different organic soils from the surface. So basically, leather as a material contains oils and sort of different fats. If you use all-purpose cleaner, automatically you clean the leather, but you're removing oils and fats from the leather. In the results, over time, this leather will start to dry, will start to crack. So when it comes to chemistry, if you want to do the job right, you should be looking at leather cleaners. Leather cleaners are sort of designed to work on leather, clean the leather, but don't remove oils or fats from the surface. And here we have 2 examples of leather cleaners, both are from Geist. First one is strong leather cleaner. pH of this product is about 8, so it's just slightly above pH neutral. This product has excellent cleaning power. It will deal with any sort of dirt that you might come across on the leather. However, do you want to use this product for regular maintenance? Absolutely no, because this product is perfect for dealing with heavy dirt, used casually, but for regular maintenance what you need to use is product like this. pH of this product is about 6, so it's slightly acidic pH, but as you understand, leather has pH of 4.5, which is even more acidic. So the second factor of the cleaning is abrasion that you use for cleaning. Of course, I don't mean you should use something that is very abrasive. Some people use magic sponges. Magic sponges are abrasive, and if you're using magic sponge, ask yourself, would you use sanding paper for cleaning the leather? If you wouldn't use sanding paper, you shouldn't use magic sponge. For cleaning the leather, what I do myself is I use leather brushes, and basically I pick leather brush right to the task that is in front of me. If the leather is very dirty, I kind of use a little bit stronger brush. If leather is not too dirty, I use sort of medium or soft brush. If leather is also not bad, what I might use as well is I use screw pads. Screw pads are a little bit rough, but they actually usually they're softer than the leather. Of course, you might get screw pads that they're very aggressive, so you should kind of look at them and see whether they actually suit for this job. But definitely I wouldn't recommend using magic sponges for leather. I've seen those videos and they kind of quite satisfying if you don't understand the leather. It looks very satisfying when you watch video and somebody with one move cleans it perfectly. But in that case, what happens is they clean the dirt, but they also clean off the top coat from the leather. So in this case, leather looks clean when you finish, but once the protection from the leather is gone, that leather will start to wear very quick after this job. When it comes to cleaning leather with microfiber cloth, usually it's not really effective method. The reason of that is that if you have dirtier leather and you have grain on the leather, the dirt is kind of packed in there, and with microfiber cloth you won't be able to clean the grain. So for that, leather brush is much better solution. So move on to the next factor, temperature. In the case of leather, I would strongly recommend you to don't use any sort of sources of heat. Some people use steamers for cleaning leather. Is it effective for cleaning? Of course it is, because temperature always is going to increase your cleaning power. However, for leather, once you use sorts of heat, you're affecting the leather. What will happen with that leather over time is that leather will start to dry, and also over years it will start to crack from those treatments. And the last factor when it comes to cleaning is time that you put in there. If you use good quality leather cleaner, you can apply the product on the surface, give it a little bit of agitation, leave it there for 30 seconds, 1 minute, even 2 minutes if the leather is very dirty. The product will do the job for you. Rather than you agitating all the dirt, if you let the product to work, it will work for you. So as you can see, there is a couple of different factors involving cleaning. Once you put them in place properly, you're doing the job safely. Another very important thing when it comes to clean leather is what sort of form of leather cleaning you're using. Whether you're using the product as a liquid or whether you're using as a foam. Personally, I prefer to use any leather cleaner as a foam. The reason of that is with the foam, I'm not saturating the leather. Leather as a material consists some sort of level of moisture. If you oversaturate it, you're affecting properties of the leather. Also, when you finish cleaning the leather, what you should do, you should dry the leather as good as you can. Here is an example of leather that has been cleaned with whatever product it was. Leather hasn't been dried properly, and what happened with that leather after hours from the cleaning, the product caused permanent stains on the leather. So let's talk about business a little bit in this case. When it comes to cleaning leather, you have different type of establishments that provide car care services. And when it comes to our services, I have to charge my customer for me using good product, safe product that I'll be cleaning their leather. The price of good quality product for clean leather per car is around 2 to 3 euro, depend on a couple of different factors, how big the car is, how dirty the car is, but average will be between 2 to 3 euro per car. But when it comes to establishments that they use an all-purpose cleaner for cleaning leather, they break down that cost, so it costs them maybe 20 to 30 cents per car. So they reduce their cost a lot. This way they can offer cheaper service for their customer, but is it good solution at the end of the day for the customer? Of course, everyone is happy when the car is finished, the seats look clean. However, if there is damage caused, of course it's not as nice anymore. Also, over time that leather will start to wear much quicker. At some stage the owner will have to look at that leather and decide whether he's happy with sort of bad looking leather in his car, or maybe he wants to restore it or maybe replace the leather. So to give you idea, cost of leather restoration, you'll be looking at anything from 150 to 300 euro per seat. When it comes to retrimming, you might be looking anywhere from 450 euro to 750 euro per seat. So is it really worth to cut the price of the leather cleaner when it comes to leather care? You can answer yourself. So if you, for example, own a car, a classic car that you have 30-40-year-old leather, and the leather is still in reasonable good condition, before you clean it or before you give it to random person for leather care, make sure yourself or the person that is gonna do it fully understand the proper leather care. Leather made 20, 30, 40 years old was much better quality than the one that is made these days, so it's really worth to keep it as good as possible. Of course, leather can be restored, but restoration is never gonna be as good as the factory finish. So let's move to cleaning the leather. Here we have leather seat. It's not overly dirty. I'm just gonna show you the way I'm doing it. I'm gonna show you a couple of different clips of different leather seats that we've cleaned, and some of them, they were very dirty. So how to approach safe leather cleaning? Overall, what you need to look at first is chemicals that you're gonna use, as I said already. Also, you need to understand how leather is made. So you have leather's height, you have color, and you have top coat on the leather. So the goal is to remove the dirt from the surface, but do not affect the top coat. So initially what you should do, you should try to remove any loose dirt from the leather. You can use hoover with some sort of brush attachment attached to the hoover. You can also use compressor with pressure there. When it comes to black leather, a lot of people have the idea that black leather never gets dirty. But trust me, if you use in your car daily, on black color, you're also gonna have lots of dirt. Of course, when it comes to light color of leather, the dirt is much more visible. On black color, not as much. So for this leather, when it comes to chemistry, what I'm gonna use is this cleaner, Geist Rapid Cleaner. What it is, pH 6, well-balanced product. This product is plant-based. From my experience, one of the safest leather cleaners I ever used. The product comes as a liquid, but the trigger sort of converts the liquid to the foam. So this is one of the ways you can use it. Also, what you can do is you can buy foamer like this for a couple of euro and pour the product into the foamer and then use the product as a foam. So for cleaning this leather, I'm going to use this brush. It's sort of medium, softer brush. For dealing with this dirt, that should be enough. To minimize saturating the leather, what I do is I spray the leather cleaner onto the brush. I don't spray leather cleaner on the surface, and the reason of that is if you ever clean leather, especially light colors leather, and you spray liquid type of cleaner on the surface, you probably would notice that the place that you spray the product on sort of left very clean stain. So basically, when I clean the leather, I will work on larger area than that, but just for the purpose of the video, I'm just gonna work on this section. Once you apply the leather cleaner on the surface, you can work on bigger section. You can give a bit of time to the leather cleaner. This way, leather cleaner will penetrate the dirt. So after a little bit of time, now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna wipe it off, and for that I will use white color cloth. These cloths are sort of cloths that you can use for cleaning leather. The reason why I use white one is I will be able to see clearly whether my work cleans the dirt or whether it affects the leather as well. So as you can see in this case, I have the proof that I only pull the dirt from the surface. If I use sort of random color of cloth, especially if it was black cloth, I wouldn't be able to see anything on it. So in this case, what we have, the seat is from about 10-year-old car, so it got sort of good use already. The top coat could be affected by the use because top coat will wear also, not just from cleaning but also from use. If the leather cleaner was too strong for that, or I use improper product like for example APC, what could happen is I could be pulling the dirt, but also I could be pulling the paint from the surface. And in this case, the cloth would be not just dirty, but would be also black. You would see the color of the leather on your cloth. So once you're happy with the result, what you do is you remove as much of the cleaner and the dirt as possible. After that, what you should do, you should use compressor and blow out any sort of water, any sort of moisture from the surface. So doing the job this way, I'm 100% sure that this is the best I can do for that leather, to clean it, remove the dirt, but also to don't affect its properties. However, in another case, if you get really dirty leather, you can do the process very similar way. However, to remove the dirt and the excess of the cleaner, you could use damp cloth and sort of with the damp cloth remove everything you can, but make sure after you dry everything perfectly. So in the other case, you are using more moisture, sort of more dampness, but in the fact that the cleaner has a little bit higher pH, you want to fully remove that cleaner from the surface. So now let's try methods sort of used by establishments that they provide cheap car care services. So for first going over, let's use all-purpose cleaner diluted 1 to 10 and the leather. So let's give a wipe now. So in this case, what we can see is all-purpose cleaner obviously cleans the leather, but it's a little bit too strong for the surface. It also pulls a little bit of color from the surface. So I'm sure now that in some places, in the case of this seat, the top coat has been already affected by this cleaning. So basically, after cleaning the leather with all-purpose cleaner, it looks perfect, looks very clean. There is no sign of damage at this moment. However, if you give really good going over with all-purpose cleaner and you will start to pull off the top coat, pull off the top color, what you can expect in a sort of month's time or maybe year and a half is that this leather will wear, and at that stage will be only good for restoration or replacement. So now let's try another solution that people use for quick cleaning leather, and in this case we'll use magic sponge. For cleaning I will use leather cleaner, so I will use safe product, but I will use magic sponge, which is abrasive. So I gave a little bit of going over to the leather. If you look at the magic sponge, you might say, Jesus, how dirty it was. But we've seen already here that level of the dirt is completely different in this case. So what we have here, we have dirt of course, but we also have the paint from this leather. So let's dry it and we'll see how it will look now. So as you can see in this case, there's also no visible damage to leather. Looks nice and clean, looks perfect. However, this is the sign, and I'm sure in this case that leather is already affected badly. So to recap what we've done so far, you can clearly see that using improper products or using improper abrasion cleans it, but it doesn't show the actual damage that there is caused. However, in this case, I'm sure if this car is going to be used daily, the damage will appear over time. In this case, the leather is affected chemically, so the leather over time will start to dry. So of course, when you're using these solutions, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna cause the damage every time straight away. However, when is the right time to take a chance? In this case, I can't give you an answer because when it comes to leather care of my customer cars, I never take a chance, so I simply don't use those solutions for cleaning. So which is the best leather cleaner? Now I hope you understand that there is no such a thing like one product that will do all the tasks, which is the best leather brush. Also, there is no one that will cover all the aspects of leather cleaning. For me, the best leather cleaner is the one that is the safest. And from my experience, this is the safest, the most effective product I ever used. I also have different leather cleaners in the shop. So when it comes to top products for dirty leather, this is my go-to for the safest cleaning. When it comes to sort of regular maintenance or leather that is already compromised, I'll be using this one. But also I have sort of a little bit cheaper products, because not everyone wants to buy the most expensive ones. I have cheaper products here. This product is equivalent to that. It's about 25-30% cheaper. In the case of its power, cleaning power, about 5-10% weaker product. So it will do the job also extremely well, and it's a little bit cheaper. When it comes to products for regular maintenance from this brand, we have a light version of the cleaner. I also have different leather cleaners. In case of those products, these products are designed more for DIY user, end user, so they have balanced cleaning power, but they're safe for the surface. So when it comes to choosing the products for myself, I'll be looking at these two products. That's what I use most of the time. For gentler sort of dirt or regular maintenance, I'll be using this type of products. They are also perfect for the end user as well. Of course, once you understand leather, you can use these products too. If you have really dirty leather, it's better to use those products, because using sort of little bit stronger cleaner for extremely dirty leather reduces the amount of agitation that you need to put in. So like if you have very dirty leather and you use a product that is designed for maintenance, you will have to do a lot of agitation, and that might sort of affect the top coat too, because there will be just too much of agitation. And for sort of moderate dirt or light cleaning, I'll be using those products. Even dirtier leather, in some cases you can get really good results with this type of product. When it comes to the artificial leather, if you understand that artificial leather is different than the real leather, because artificial leather basically what it is, it's plastic. So for this leather you could use interior cleaners. I wouldn't use also magic sponges or extremely strong all-purpose cleaners or any some sort of strong solutions, because you also might affect even artificial leather. But when it comes to this leather, you don't have to worry about the pH of leather, because basically plastic, it's completely different than the real leather. If you want to keep your car clean and you sort of pay lots of attention to make sure the car is sort of clean all the time, there is another solution for you that you can use for sort of cleaning, for treating the leather, which is leather quick detailers. Those products have some cleaning abilities. They also sort of feed the leather a little bit. So if you want to perform leather care very often, leather quick detailer would be the best solution. So that's everything in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the content in this video explains you really well the proper leather care. And regardless whether you just cleaning leather for yourself in your own car or you delivering services, you have good understanding of how to approach leather. And when it comes to this field in detailing industry, understanding the leather and providing sort of high quality leather care when it comes to cleaning cars will make your business unique compared to most of establishments that they're probably around you. If you have any questions regarding leather care, leather restoration or detailing, comment below. I'll try to answer as best as I can. If you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe my channel so you won't miss any videos that I'm gonna publish in the next while. If you want to have the complete knowledge about proper leather care, professional leather care, watch the next video, because I'm gonna talk in that video about the uses of conditioners and protectors. Also about how to revive in dry leather. So thanks for watching again, and see you on the next one.